Good day, plant foldies. This is Richie of Grow Folds, and today we'll be going to Home Depot in Plano, Texas to see if they've got a restock or what plants they have. I really appreciate all those that tune in to the live premieres and participate in the live chats. I really appreciate that so much. And I've also got an Instagram account for anybody who wants to follow me at Grow Folds. But today we are going to the Home Depot, which is literally across the street from that other Lowe's that had phenomenal plants and plant styling. So we're going to go ahead and enter this Home Depot and see what plants they have. So on the very left, they've got a fixture with some Costa Farm plants. We've got some bromeliads. We've got a Christmas cactus that made its way over there, some Ficus elastica burgundy, and then a Ficus elastica taniki. Beautiful rubber plants. These are all by Vigoro for $14.98. Nice variegation at the very top of this taniki. And then when we look down below, we have a Hoya carnosa Crimson Princess by Vigoro. So Vigoro is the patented plant brand of Home Depot. I really like that as well. And you can see there was a little sun stressing with the pink. And then we have the Epipremnum Aureum Golden Pothos. Here's another taniki right over here. We've got some begonias right over here. They're not looking too hot, but hey, you know, we'll see what else we can find here. And then we have a philodendron orange, Prince of Orange or Orange Prince. Really nice foliage. I love the orange color of the new leaves that are unfurling, and then they end up getting like a caramel color and then they turn green. But very pretty philodendron. This philodendron tends to be more of a clumper versus having to climb up. So I like that growth habit. Let me know what you guys think about what type of philodendron growth habits do you like? Do you like ones that have to go up a pole or more of like a bushy type? I prefer the bushy type just because then I don't have to deal with like moss poles, but with a lot of Aroids and philodendron, they have the best leaves when they actually grow up a pole. So here we have some Raven ZZs or ZZ Ravens by Trending Tropicals. These are $19.98 at this Home Depot. These ones are looking a little unhealthy, but nonetheless, I'm sure that somebody can nurse them back to good health. So now we're going to go ahead and walk to see that there is a long row of plants. So we have some $8.98 Nature's Way plants in these terracotta or just these nice ceramic planters. And as always, we have to find a Hydra Helix. If you've been on this channel, you know I love Hydra Helix. Not really, I do, but I don't. It's just a very difficult plant, that English ivy. And then we have a Calathea lancifolia. I've been seeing a lot of Calathea lancifolia as of late. Very beautiful, unique looking foliage. Just Calatheas are very important. So a little update, I had a Calathea ornata. Yeah, I forgot to water it for like a couple of days. It ended up crisping and shriveling up to the point where even though I watered it, it did not recover, so I'm gonna have to return it at Callaway's nursery. Here are some Epipremnum Aureum Neon Pothos, beautiful bright leaves. And then we also have some Epipremnum Aureum Marble Queen. So this Marble Queen Pothos has some really good variegation, and then we also have some like very green leaves, so it's split between the two. It almost reminds me of a Snow Queen Pothos. And then we have some Dracaena marginata right over here, some palms, and Aglonema red Siam or Aglonema Siam aurora. There's just a lot of names for this particular Aglonema. Needless to say, it's still a beautiful Aglonema, even if it's common. I've let all of our plant foldy viewers know that that is one of my favorite plants alongside with Syngonium. Nice Ficus taniki right over here. These are all for $14.98 by Vigoro. And when we have some more, so this one's actually a proven winners type Calathea. Now these are $19.98. And then we also have some more Hoya carnosa Crimson Princess. So look at that beautiful pink foliage and variegation. I actually have a hanging basket of that, so I'm going to see if I can sun stress it and get some really interesting colors. So we'll see what that looks like. And then we have some more Hoya right over here. I know a couple of my viewers really wanted to see some more Hoya, so as soon as I see that in either a big box store, a nursery, or a personal friend's plant collection, I will feature more of that. And that goes to the whole point of As you guys are watching these big box videos, please let me know what kind of plants you want me to feature, what you want me to talk about. Because I mean, if I'm going to these big box stores on a daily and posting videos twice a day, I may run out of ideas. So I really would like your input. As you can see right over here, we have some Aglaonema Silver Bay. Really love the Aglaonema Silver Bay. You know, for Aglaonema, the best care is give them bright indirect sunlight. Don't let anybody say that they can live in low light conditions. They can, but they're not going to look great. We have some ZZ plants right over here, and we are going to look at some of these proven winner H2O Leaf Joy bowls. Like this one right here is a Marble Queen pothos, and it's about to run out of water, but look at how like established the roots are. Really pretty. I ended up buying a venti bowl with a philodendron Birkin that's doing really well, but I know that I end up want to get this Nanthy plant right here eventually. These are around $15 for these smaller bowls. The larger ones are $30. Very pretty looking Nanthy right here, and it has some water, and look at that. I think that the roots are precious, and then the fact that, you know, a prayer plant, some type of calatheas in water, it's very difficult to kind of kill it because the watering conditions are, well, it's in hydroponics, so you just have to give it the right nutrients. This is a variegated peperomia plant right here. These are beautiful as well. I love the variegation. And then, you know, somebody wanted to see the smaller plants, so these are, I believe, oh, I don't have the plant ID. If somebody can let me know what the plant ID is for this one, but this has some really nice texture for the leaves. Very delicate looking type plant. And then we have, I'm just going to say, some type of Tradescanthia, and the proven winners calls this Feeling Flirty. I was calling it a Nanook, but I actually saw a legit Tradescanthia Nanook, and that one had larger leaves. So like, sorry if I've been giving you guys the wrong plant ID for that. They just look very similar. That's the thing I like about proven winners though. They have some really nice healthy plants. So I would say Lowe's definitely has more Costa Farms plants, and I love Costa Farms. Their trending tropical science is amazing, and they have these new self-watering planters that I've seen at Walmart. Very good call on that. But I can also say that proven winners has some really nice looking healthy plants. Would I say that their prices are a little bit high? Yes, to be honest, they're a little bit high, but look at the quality of their plants. Like this Monstera deliciosa, there's no leaf shine on it, and you can see the new growth is very healthy. There's no damage. I saw a bunch of Monstera deliciosas at Lowe's and some other big box stores, and the leaves on the new leaves unfurling were damaged. So very nice to see that we have some nice classic looking Monstera deliciosas with like that natural shine to it. Yeah, so like proven winners, I've gotten me a philodendron Mayoi at a Home Depot that's doing well. I'm gonna actually repot it and put that in a video, and then we can see that this is a philodendron Birkins. This one isn't nearly as highly variegated. So I'm actually curious, if you provide a philodendron Birkins quite a bit of light, will it actually get even better variegation? That is the question. And then we have some Monstera adansonii right over here by proven winners. I will say Costa Farms Training Tropicals and Monstera adansonii look a little bit better. They have larger leaves, so maybe they're using like the large foreign type of Monstera adansonii. And then right here we have a beautiful Dracaena. I love this one. This one is a very common one, but nonetheless, look at the roots right there. I haven't really seen Dracaena in hydroponics like that. That would be something that I would pick up. And the thing is, this can actually legit take low light conditions. And then now we have the Vigoro fixture where they have a bunch of those hanging baskets. And we're just going to take a look at these hanging baskets. I know y'all want to see some Hoya. So here's some beautiful Hoya right over here. Some of it's getting a little sun stressed. These are for $19+. Not bad for hanging baskets. We have a Monstera adansonii right here. We have some golden pothos. We have some neon pothos right over here. And then we have some Scindapsus exotica. Nice looking plants right here. This is a beautiful Hoya carnosa Crimson Princess with some beautiful pink on it. And then we have a rainbow elephant bush right over there, that variegated succulent. But look at how beautiful these Scindapsus are. I'm actually thinking that I would get a Scindapsus exotica hanging basket at a Home Depot, because I absolutely love the larger leaves for this particular Scindapsus. The only thing is, I wish I could find one that was actually starting to trail. And I have this problem with like overly dramatic plants like calathea, peace lily, even Scindapsus. They start curling their leaves when they're thirsty. In one way, that's a good thing, because then you know when to water your plants. But for an aesthetic, just the look of the plant, it just gets annoying when they're like, okay, I need water, and everything starts to droop, drop, curl, whatever, and crisp. So I like lower, easy care, low maintenance plants, and that would be like even this philodendron Birkins. It's not a fussy philodendron. It doesn't require a lot of humidity, and I like its growth pattern. It doesn't have to trail up a pole. This one is a really cool looking calathea right over here. It looks like, birds' feathers. And what I like about this calathea that's different is it doesn't have like purple undersides. It's literally like a neon color. So that's also a unique touch to it. We have right here a some type of fern that's really cool by Proven Winners. And then what else do we have here? We have some unique philodendron Florida green. I ended up buying a philodendron Florida green, and I am also planning on repotting it and getting it on a pole, just because this one definitely needs to climb up a pole. It prefers that so that the leaves mature and get larger. But this is not a bad price for Proven Winners. I'm glad that they had the Florida green. I'm glad that they end up having like the Mayoi, and there's some other alocaceas that they have to offer. We're still looking at some more hanging baskets right over here. You can see these are somewhat okay variegated Epipremnum aureum, Marble Queen. What else do we have over here at Lowe's? So with Lowe's, you have to, I would say Lowe's has very predictable plants. You will always see Vigoro plants that feature, Dracaena marginatas, for instance. We've got some Monstera adansonii, things of that nature. But you know what? I don't have a problem with that, just because they are very cost effective in their pricing at Home Depot. And these plants, although they may be, quote, common, they're easy to care plants. Like for instance, this beautiful Hoya right over here, you see that often. And then even these philodendron and these red Aglaonema red Siam, like I almost want to do a video where I feature very common houseplants and talk specifically about plant care, but then I wouldn't be able to build a plant video, because the easy care plants is, you water when it's dry, completely. Don't overwater. You want to give these plants bright indirect sunlight, but if they don't, they can still tolerate low light conditions. And just pest control, just looking under undersides, making sure you're spraying your neem oil. If you are okay with using pesticides, using that systemic granules on top of the soil, and then you're good. Anyways, I know I'm just kind of rambling on about those, but those are my thoughts about just plant care and just easy care plants that you often see at Home Depot. Like we're looking at a bunch of large plants right here that Home Depot tends to offer. So like if you want a nice, Sansevieria, for instance, or Tomathophyllum, I think that's how I would pronounce it. Somebody told me that that's the plant ID for this. You could go to Lowe's and have a fairly developed one. And the water, how this one, I always mention how the leaves are really dirty. I just think it's more susceptible to hard water stains. We have some really large Dieffenbachia right over here. Super cool. I love like the yellow neon looking speckling it has, and then just the very pronounced silver gray leaf in the middle. Very nice. And then we have a Ficus lyrata right over here with some new growth. That's always nice to see. When you see a plant, especially at a big box store that has new growth points, that's when you know that the plant is happy and for the most part healthy. Not always, but that's a very good sign. So like when you're shopping at big box stores, those are the type of things you want to take a look at for plants. Like for instance, do they have browning on the leaves? Does the soil like have any pests? Look under the undersides. Do they have any like webbing? Because that would just indicate spider mites. Things like that. Or if you see little cotton looking things on the leaves, those are mealy bugs. So inspecting for pests, obviously you're not going to catch that always, but that's what I would suggest when you're shopping at big box stores. But can we say that this is a long strip of a bunch of plants? So I'm just going to be circling around and just showing you guys what they have. And they have another section with even larger plants. Can you believe that? Now we have the Sansevieria by Nature's Way with a bunch of like Epipremnum aureum, neon, pothos. It's a good combination, but I'd be interested to see a combination of like a raven ZZ, a ZZ raven, something dark foliage with the neon pothos. I think that'd be a good contrast. And then we have a bunch of Spathiphyllum in bloom, peace lilies, very nice looking. I actually don't really care for the blooms of the Spathiphyllum. I actually prefer the leaves because once they get large like this, they have some massive leaves and they're really gorgeous. I like the texture of the leaves, for instance. And then right over here, we have that typical three types of plants in one planter. We have a red Siam Aglonema, we have some type of Dieffenbachia, and we have some golden pothos. So really interesting. They all have different lighting condition requirements, but I would say if you're going to get one of these, you're going to have to go with what the Dieffenbachia needs, which is high light, which actually will make the Aglonema grow well, and the same thing with the pothos. So this definitely couldn't be like a low light condition type plant because you've added the Dieffenbachia. And then we have some more Dracaena right here. What else do we have? We have some Majesty Palm coming around the corner. Majesty Palm, like I've posed this question multiple times on the channel, but does anybody actually grow palm? Do you grow Majesty Palm? Where do you have the space for it? What types of pests are susceptible to attacking, Majesty Palms or palms in general? Now, I do want to feature these. So these are the extremely large jungle type plants. This one is a beautiful Dieffenbachia, and I really want to know what type of Dieffenbachia this is. I don't know if it's like camouflage, but it looks really nice, and it is in a huge, like, 15-gallon pot. So, I mean, have at it. If you want a large instant gratification plant, you definitely need to run to these types of Home Depots. They always have fairly established large plants. That's the thing though, like I don't have really tall ceilings, so I would make my space a little bit more cramped, and I'm really trying not to limit my space by having 1,000,001 plants. Like I've gone overboard in the last 2 weeks just because, when you're at plant stores and you're big box shopping and you're blogging and you're sharing content, you still run into plants that you want to purchase. Sometimes it's very difficult for me to just walk into a big box store like Home Depot and just film and not find a plant that brings me joy. I want to pan over here and look at the Majesty Palms. As you can see, these are huge as well. If I'm going to rank which big box store is better for Majesty Palms, I would go with Home Depot versus Lowe's, although Lowe's has some very established one. I just feel like Home Depot has more selection in sizes for like Majesty Palm. So basically we still have some Sansevieria around the corner. I didn't realize how common Sansevieria are, but they are, because every single big box store I see at least Sansevieria. And another common plant would be like obviously this Majesty Palm and an Aglonema red Siam. Those are like the quintessentials of common house plants at big box stores. I still want to know what this Dieffenbachia is because this looks absolutely stunning. Like I need that in my life right now, but I also need space in my home. I know for you plant foldies, you guys have requested that I do a house plant tour. I'm going to do that. I just need to make sure that my house is presentable for the entire YouTube community and just the plant styling of what aesthetic I'm trying to reach with my plants. So it might take a minute. Just keep viewing my videos. And if you have Instagram, please follow me at GrowFolds on Instagram, because I will be uploading pictures of my plants and just giving you guys some insights, other content that I will not always be posting on YouTube. I did want to step away and step outside to see what type of plants this Home Depot has. I mean, we're still in the nick of winter. It looks like they still have these holiday plants right over here. Actually, these are variegated juniper. That's really cool. And these are all 50% off. So that's the thing about if you want a Norfolk pine, if you want a Christmas cactus, Christmas Eve or the day after Christmas, heading into like the first or second week of January, you'll still be able to get some really good plants. I do regret not getting the variegated looking poinsettias because I don't mind not having the blooms, but the leaves being variegated throughout the year, I thought that would be so cool. And look at how beautiful that sky is. Like I love when the sky is like almost twilight zone. Love those hues of colors, some purples, some yellows, some blues. Very nice sky right there. But yeah, there's not a lot going on outside this Home Depot. I think they're still trying to transition from the holidays to springtime, even though we are starting to really just be in winter at the DFW, North DFW area. These are pretty pine right over there, I will say, and the 50% off is not bad for all those plants. So what else do we have here? We're just going to be walking back in and just checking what they have across that like long strip. So you can see there's some majesty palm. They've got the seeds out for, gardening this spring, which makes me excited because I actually want to do some more work in the back. I have some Japanese maples. I have this really cool variegated peach tree. So it has different variegated flowers. I'm definitely going to get that on YouTube, and hopefully you guys will be interested in that content as well. But for the most part, this Home Depot has just strips of plants. I prefer the Home Depots that actually have like a full-blown outside greenhouse section. I just feel like the plants they're able to maintain plants and have a more of a variety, because as you can see, there aren't any really rare plants so far that I've seen at Home Depot. I am curious to see when they start carrying trending tropicals, if they're going to have those self-watering trending tropical plants that they have at Walmart. But we can go ahead and take a look at some more of the proven winners plants. Like I really like this Nanthy right over here, this Nanthy plant. This one specifically, they call this fishbone, just because look at the leaves, very pronounced veining. I like the stems, very delicate looking. It really matches the veinings of this particular plant. This plant has some beautiful purple undertones. It supposedly gets finicky. I haven't had any issues, and I do want to point out that I prefer proven winners to use these white ceramic looking planters versus the baskets, because I would never really keep that. I'm not going for like a boho type rasta, just that vibe. I would rather have just very clean white planters, very modern looking planters, very simple planters. So if anybody's curious to see what kind of style I like with my planters, there you have it. And what else do we have? I'm just circling around just because there are a lot of plants, but I may pull a couple more plants for you, for you guys to view. I know some viewers really wanted me to go into detail about the smaller plants. I feel like I have, and then there's some more ficus serrata or underneath here. I didn't even realize or see that when I first got here, and I'm just curious to see. So we're seeing a bunch of palm right there. Does anybody grow palm? And some ficus elastica tiniki. So yeah, this is basically the plant restock at this Home Depot location off of McDermott Road, right across the street from the perfect Lowe's or best Lowe's in the DFW market. I will definitely be visiting that soon. It's just been a very, very cold Sunday today as I edit this video. We're supposed to get down to 8 degrees tomorrow, and then it should start to warm back up by Wednesday, Thursday. I don't really do well with cold, but you know what I do well with, and that is trying to consistently give you guys content twice a day. And this is just really exciting that so many of you guys have engaged with me. It means a lot to me just because plant shopping, even plant window shopping, is very therapeutic. And I think everybody should do that often just to reset your mental state and your mind and just really enjoy it. If you see right over here, there is a ficus umbellata that by proven winners. I am in the hunt for that, but I'm thinking if I do that, I might look for a ficus umbellata that is variegated. I'd rather throw in the big bucks to get a plant that I really want. And that'll be another topic I talk about on the next big box plant shopping video, is how much are you willing to spend to get the exact type of variegation that you want in a plant, versus we bought something that was more cost effective, it's a baby, but we don't know what that variegation is going to look like. So there's always that debate for that. I would say if you have the budget to buy the plant that you want, or like the real time plant, I would always suggest that, because then it's instant gratification and you're not sitting there having to like grow a plant and wonder if that's the type of variegation you want. So I agree with a lot of plant collectors. I've heard a couple of plant collectors and YouTubers online mention that they'd rather pay a little bit more to get the exact plant that they want in terms of variegation, health, styles, sizes, you name it. All right, plant folies, I'm about to end this video, but hopefully you enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next one.